Downing Street packed for a spectacle that has become all too familiar. The country waiting for its fifth Prime Minister in 4 years. Occasions once punctuated by elections rather than coups. Starmer's ousting in the end bloodless, but not without pain for his closest allies and aides lining the street for the final farewell. The outgoing PM forced out of office not by voters, but his party taking the stage for one last time.
Thank you.
After 2 years in Downing Street, Starmer clear he wants history to remember what he built, not the coup that brought him down.
My work is done. In 6.5 years, I took our party from a historic defeat in 2019, changed it so it was fit to face the country, and won a landslide general election victory in 2024. I am confident that Britain is now stronger and fairer than it was 2 years ago.
And even in defeat, Starmer determined to go with dignity.
So, as I now pass the baton to Andy Burnham, I wish him every success. He has my full support. I go with good grace, I go with a smile, and I go proud of everything that we have achieved. Thank you very much.
Embracing his wife, Victoria, who helped him make the final decision to stand down, applauded all the way to the gates, then on to Buckingham Palace to hand in his official resignation to the King. One premiership over and another just beginning. Burnham next to Buckingham Palace to ask permission to form a new Labour government. The new Prime Minister and his wife, Marie-France, arriving to rapturous crowds. The joy on Burnham's face plain to see.
Thank you.
This moment over a decade in the making, and he took it all in. A new Prime Minister and a new style, no lectern, no notes.
I know people at home are fed up with politics. I hear you, and I want to be honest with you. We have not been good enough, and we need to be better. We will be.
But like Starmer before him, Burnham promised a decade of change.
Later this year, I will bring forward a new plan for Britain, a 10-year plan, laying out a path from where we are now to where I believe we all want Britain to be, wherever we're coming from, whatever party we support.
And immediate support on the cost of living.
But I can do something to give people some breathing space now, some help with the cost of living. And I will set out some of those measures starting tomorrow, including how we pay for them.
This his pitch to the British people he now needs to win around.
I will give this my all, and I ask you all to pull with me. Let us make this the moment when Britain starts to believe again, the moment we bring back hope. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hugging his wife and his aides, but the longest embrace saved for his mother, Eileen, who has seen her son try and fail to become Labour leader twice to finally realise his dream and enter number 10. Before coming to Downing Street, Burnham took a dawn visit to a homelessness charity in Victoria, here to outline his first order as PM to end rough sleeping in the UK. Big ambitions, but this, a leader without a mandate. You said on Friday in your speech as you accepted the Labour leadership that you want to deliver the biggest change in our politics in 40 years. It sounds like a massive ambition. for which you do need a mandate beyond the 25,000 people who voted for you in the Makerfield by-election. When are you going to call a general election?
Well, we're in a parliamentary democracy, and as we've seen through time, if somebody can command the majority of the MPs in the House of Commons, obviously they then have the legitimacy to lead things forward. And I will lead forward consistent with the manifesto, which also talked about change. And I now want to work on the platform.
But you are going to stick to the manifesto, just to be clear. You are not going to go beyond the manifesto of 2024.
I will stick to the manifesto. I will be bold and I will be true to what it says. But there are big changes that I can implement coming from that manifesto. It is about a new political model. Okay. It is about a new economic model for the country.
A new economic model and a new team to execute it. John Healey made Chancellor, having quit Keir Starmer's government after a battle over defence spending. Meanwhile, the duo who had been mooted for that role ended up in other big offices of state. Shabana Mahmood remaining as Home Secretary and Ed Miliband going to the Foreign Office. Burnham also bringing in his key allies. Campaign Chief Louise Haigh back in Cabinet as First Secretary of State in charge of the Cabinet Office. This is a huge moment. We have a new Prime Minister, but without an election or even a leadership race, he is a man that some of you perhaps don't know. He's been ushered into the biggest job in the country by a Labour Party that believes it has a better chance of winning the next election with Burnham at the helm. And you can see from his first steps in his first speech that he wants to be a different kind of leader. But if he also wants to stick to Starmer's manifesto and mandate, can Burnham really be the change he says he is? He enters Downing Street promising to deliver the biggest change in how this country is governed in 40 years, with a 10-year plan for reform. But with voters out of patience and low on trust, he'll have to deliver much sooner than that. Beth Rigby, Sky News, Westminster.
We'll get more from Kevin and Arlene shortly, but Beth Rigby is here. You've had an early start. It was you there with him at that homelessness charity. You know, the first thing he's talked about really is trying to end rough sleeping. Your takeaways from today, what's your overall impression?
Well, it's funny because we've just sort of played the story of the day there, but the story is still going on. There are still over 10 MPs, some who have been cabinet ministers, some who are ministers, in number 10 tonight, as Andy Burnham firms up his cabinet. But I think in terms of the main takeaways, this is
Oh, Beth, Lisa Nandy's staying on as Culture Secretary while you talk, but that was one of the names waiting to hear. We'll hear more, no doubt. Do continue.
Well, Lisa Nandy is obviously a close ally of his, and there are other allies of his that have been put into Cabinet, back into Cabinet. The most notable, really, Louise Haigh. She's the First Secretary of State. She's the Cabinet Office Minister, and she will be the woman in government. She drove his campaign for Makerfield. She drove his planning to get back into Westminster and win that leadership. It wasn't a race in the end. It was a bloodless coup. And now she's going to be at the heart of his government. Annalise Midgley as well, a new MP. She was a trade unionist, a great organiser, very popular in the party. She is his chief whip. Lucy Powell, the Deputy Labour leader, is back in as Education Secretary. Angela Rayner is in housing. That is where she wanted to go. She got that brief. So, look, there's a lot of new blood into the Cabinet, which are the Andy Burnham camp. But there is continuity too. He's kept a lot of Cabinet ministers in position. He might have shuffled the pack a bit, but he's not completely doing away with the Starmer regime. But I think my takeaway from today really is, in terms of the style of Andy Burnham and the way he has approached this first day as being Prime Minister, he is trying to show he's a different kind of leader.